Hi, my name is Vihaan Samat,
Hi, I'm Rahul Nair.
and you're watching Entertainment Shots
Surbi.
on Entertainment Reports.
There's a bit of me in there, but it's not all me. Otherwise, the character would just be named Rahul.
It feels just, there's this relief of like, yes, I can finally showcase what I've been doing, what I've been working on, and like put myself to the test and see how it does and see whether the audience responds.
Getting an actor of a certain quality has a bit of a, like, it's something that you do in films to like, for a box office, for a weekend opening, you know, it's got that vibe to it. Whereas with OTT, you don't really have to worry about those things.
Hi, my name is Surbi. Welcome to Entertainment Reports. How are you guys?
I'm great.
I'm great
Thank
as
you
well.
for having us.
Pleasure is all mine. First question, actually, the title, Rahul, it's for you. The first question is for you. The title isn't really a title, it's everyone's story around us. Eternally, everybody's eternally confused, and everybody is, of course, eager for love. So, you have written and directed the show, and we won't be surprised, if the character Vihan's character Ray is actually inspired by either your or someone you know's character. So, I would want to know whose character is actually Ray inspired from.
I think Ray has a lot of elements of me for sure. But it's also, I feel like most people that are this age, maybe Ray is a little bit of an extreme version, but I think that everyone, as you said, everyone is eternally confused, everyone is eager for love, and everyone is searching for something, you know, whether it's contentment or just romance or whatever. So yeah, there's a bit of me in there, but it's not all me. Otherwise, the character would just be named Rahul. You know.
Vihaan, we've seen you on Netflix before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably your third project with Netflix.
Correct.
And you've got your first full-fledged show on a platform like Netflix. Dude, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. I have to say, I've been like waiting for this for a very long time, even before I was on Netflix, before I was even performing when I was in school, college, whatever. It's finally the culmination of all my efforts. It's the fact that also right place, right time. There was a script like this. I auditioned for it. It landed. You went through the process. It's a lot of things coming together, including like people who love me, who've supported me, all of that. And it feels just, there's this relief of like, yes, I can finally showcase what I've been doing, what I've been working on, and like put myself to the test and see how it does and see whether the audience responds. And of course, there's a long journey ahead, but I'm glad and I'm grateful that I'm at this point in my life.
Yes, we are glad too. The series, thanks to Netflix, we managed to watch the first 4 episodes before the release, and it looks amazing. Like every scene, I'm like, oh my god, this is so relatable. Oh my god. Of course, as Rahul very correctly said that some parts, of course, is maybe because he's on the extreme level of it, but most of the parts are super, super, super relatable. I'm sure people are going to love it once they watch it.
I hope so too. Thank you so much.
Another interesting part is there's an imaginary superhero. Okay, like many times people, we are at awkward situations, when people watch us talking to ourselves, gazing at the wall. There's this superhero of Ray's. He supports, scolds, guides, but is always there with him. I would want to know from both of you, who's that one superhero in your life who always sticks by you and supports and guides you?
Real or imaginary?
Anything, actually.
I'm going to go with real because I do not have imaginary voices in my head, unlike Ray. That's the one key difference between us. I think for me, it's my dad. I think that he's someone who I look up to and who's someone who I can always turn to for advice. And therefore, I think that that's why I would call him a guiding light for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
similar to Rahul, it's my mom, and she always is there around for a critical eye and for a 100% honest review of anything I'm doing, any decision I'm taking, which is like how Wiz is with Ray, and I think it's great.
Wow. Rahul, another interesting thing is that this show, Eternally Confused and Eager for Love, has a lot of I'm pleasantly surprised that it has a lot of fresh faces, or lesser known actors or lesser seen actors, especially when you have a full-fledged directed and written show. Many directors usually take backing of big actors or maybe like one famous person or someone who's obviously known or has a good fan following or anything of that sort. I would want to know what made you decide, first of all, the ensemble is interesting, like very, very interesting and very, very fresh. But at the same time, of course, it is to some point of the other a risk to take, for a director. So what made you actually decide and go for this ensemble?
So I feel like getting an actor of a certain quality has a bit of a like, it's something that you do in films to like for a box office, for a weekend opening. It's got that vibe to it. Whereas with OTT, you don't really have to worry about those things. So for me, it was never about like casting someone to bring eyeballs. It was just about casting someone that fit the role. And in some cases, like we have some veterans. We have like Rahul Bose, we have Jim Saab, and we have a lot of, and then we have some great, and at this point, he's a veteran. He was in Mismatched. So this is his third Netflix show. It's my first. So I feel like the idea was to just like cast people based on whether they fit the role. And I think that was something that we were allowed to do and we were able to do because it's OTT. You're able to just find the right people for the role without worrying about trying to grab eyeballs, because fundamentally, the show is what attracts the audience, I feel, and the cast is obviously the most integral part of that. But it's the coming together of everything that is going to bring the eyeballs.
Yeah, content is king. And I feel like with Rahul specifically, I think he has a very good eye for exactly what he wants. So when I was on set working with all his chosen actors and now my best friends, I was like, of course, this makes perfect sense. Great job, Rahul. Wow. Like I can't see anyone else apart from them in that role.
Yes. Of course. Whenever we saw them coming on screen, we were like, oh my God, this is so fresh. Like, of course, I'm pleasantly surprised, I thought, of course, we knew the cast and everything, but at the same time, when you watch the show, it looks very fresh and it looks very, very nice, actually.
Sorry, I just want to add one thing. Just a special shout out to our casting director, Seher Latif, who sadly passed away last year. She was amazing. She made this happen. It's literally for her. This show is for her.
Yeah, amazing. Actually, a very, very, very good cast. Vihaan, there's a scene, okay? A very interesting scene, actually, where your friend on the show, Ankur Rathi, is actually telling you that please text this girl after 20 minutes, okay? Like if she's texting you after 10, please text her after 20 minutes so that, she becomes more desperate. I would want to know, has there been a real life situation?
Yes. I mean, Rahul wrote it, obviously. So, I mean, I'm sure it happened in his life also, but it's a thing, apparently. Like, I've heard so many guy friends saying this, like, there's this double time rule that you have to make her wait longer than she makes you wait, and that always works. And I also had a lot of friends, I think, who were inspired by Bani from How I Met Your Mother, who have this like bro book or something like that, or I forgot the term for it.
The bro code.
The bro code. And there's like a list of rules, or anyway. So I specifically had a friend who used to live his flirtation life by a rule book, and one of the other rules was. If you just say I love you when you're flirting with a girl, she's immediately more into you. And apparently that worked for him because he would just say I love you to all the girls he met. So he also had this rule of like doubling it up. So reading the script, I was like, this is great because this is a part of our life that we are putting into a show. As Ray, I had to pretend like, wow, what is this crazy, wacky idea? Oh, we're doing maths now. Okay. So I had to like pretend like I didn't know and be like this young student in a Gurukul from this Ankur the Guru who's telling me the rules of life.
Yeah, it's actually amazing. I hope that friend isn't you. Many times we often tell our situation.
No, absolutely not. That's a bit too much for me.
Okay, we kind of believe you. So we have a segment.
Kind of believe you. It's not me. I would never do that. That's so weird.